live on all the platforms that I typically stream to: Twitch, YouTube. I usually do Xenon, but Xenon's been weird lately. It hasn't been uploading. So we will have this recorded for anybody that does want to check it back later. We should have some really interesting information coming through today. Terry James will be joining us for a half an hour. So we're gonna have some fun with that today. We're going to be able to enjoy a lot of it's sort of like Monday, where we're going to get a lot of little tidbits of information from firsthand experience in the industry. You guys seem to enjoy that a lot, so I'm happy that they'll be able to share that. Um, no sound again. Really? It's entirely possible. Discord is just being a real big pain in the rear lately. Um, yeah. So, yep, it's Discord being Discord. Looking for the FFG accounts that we're waiting on. I don't see them as of yet. We'll give them a few minutes to get in here. Nope. Dismiss, dismiss, dismiss. I'm not sure. All right, there we go. Let me see. You're DeFi Lord. Stop being a troll, bro. You're not new here. You know you're not new here. Get out of here. I'm trolling around, guys. Get out of here. Let's see. Let's get the camera on. Show you guys my ugly mug. And just double check to see what's going on with our friends over there. Let me copy link. Um, Thank you, JK. All right, just giving this some time here. Um, Checking through the requests. I'm not seeing any of the names that should be coming up yet. I'm doing good, Anna. How are you? Ohio Prince, Ohio. All right, let's see. I'm trying to find the names of the accounts here. I see some of the accounts, but I they're I'm not sure if that's them or not. None of the names that I've seen that they've posted for me. So give me 1 second, guys. Um, Leo, today's going to be a full AMA for the FFG team, Film Finance Group. So that's what we're doing. We've got the Film Finance Group team coming in for that, and then we have Terry James, who's a four-time Emmy winner and stunt coordinator. He'll be doing a half an hour presentation today. What's up, Creon? How you been, brother? Of course, I'm always seeing you, Anna. I see you everywhere, bro. You're always participating. You're always contributing. I appreciate you. I appreciate all of our friends here. As we get busier, it's going to be hard to point out people individually. We got 109 people on the stage, but I see all you guys. I see you, Trusted. I see Marvelous. I see Big Mel. You guys are all here. Crib, you know, Crib. There's no not seeing you, bro. I do have to get on more of Creon's spaces though. I miss being on his spaces, but his spaces are like an hour after we start. So unless it's like Tuesday or Thursday, when it's usually only like an hour event, it's harder for me to get on those. So I do miss them though. Can you see me now? I saw you the moment you jumped in, Gohar. Come on. I that whole spiel in the beginning about my boss, my teammates being here to make sure I'm doing my job right was me joking about you lurking in my space here. Come on. Oh, they're keeping their eyes on me, guys, making sure I'm not going too wild. Nally, I always see you, but you're a little extra, bro. You're like Virion extra, so I gotta watch you. You're, yeah, you're something else, bro. You're definitely out there. Um, we're Hey, I always said I don't mind voyeurs. uh, I'm on stage. I gotta be used to being watched. You know what I'm saying? Come on. Let's see. Where are our friends from FFG? Maybe they're getting some having some issues with getting started or a little bit of delays with getting the team up here today. So it's gonna take a second probably, but I'm sure they'll be here. I know you guys are here. The secret behind the laugh is being fat and jolly, bro. Fat and jolly. Fat and jolly laughs are like the laughs, man. if, you have more air in the diaphragm when you're fat, so like it gives a little more oomph to every chuckle. When you're a big guy, you get used to being a big guy and then you accept it and yep. Princess, we're not doing the space on Friday. Princess, we're gonna be doing spaces at a different time during the week. I explained it the other day, but it looks like management doesn't want us doing spaces, so it's something that we're gonna be moving away from as CJ and Friends. I personally will be hosting spaces, so I'm gonna keep that going for you guys. Still, it's just I won't be able to do that officially as part of CJ and Friends. I'm gonna have to do it separately on my own thing. I'm not gonna stop doing them though. You guys like the spaces. You guys enjoy the spaces. If I gotta dedicate an hour on a Friday or an hour on a Saturday or an hour on a Sunday or something like that to giving you guys those spaces, then I will. Um, so don't worry about that. I see Desire. All right, Mayor. A couple other. Oma, what's up? You've been quiet, Oma. I see Chala, one of our new friends, coming in again. Trying to make sure that I don't miss the team when they come in. Where are they? I see everybody, Oizamsi. Oizamsi, you're not only just here either. You're everywhere, if I'm not mistaken. I've seen you in a couple other servers. You get the giveaway to see you by participating, bro. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. I yeah, we have 7 mutual servers, dude. So I've definitely seen you in other places. But yeah, I see you too, Steeler. Don't worry. Let's see. I don't see the FFG accounts. At David. I don't see David. At Command. Nope. I don't. I actually don't see that account anywhere. Where is it? Go hard. Where's our guests? Support! Support! Mayday! Mayday! Oh. Um, I don't know. Hold on, guys. I think they might be having an issue seeing the event right now, which is weird. Um, hold on. Frig. Hold on. Which I have too many 2FAs. Yes, a new login was detected. Welcome to stages. Got it. Yeah, I did give them the link. What partner? I have partners? What do you mean, Sheriff? Unlimited nitro. I have unlimited. Stunt guy 49 slash stunt guy. No, I don't see him. Stunt guy, are you in here, bro? Can you say hi in the chat? I'm looking for you. I tried tagging you. I don't see you. What? I'm JK. Come on now. You know I don't dance and sing and all that stuff. Let me see if I can find him real quick at stunt guy 49. Hey, there we go. Got him. Got him. All right. At FFG David. Nope. At FFG command. Nope. All right. So we got a couple issues. Discord's being Discord right now. So give me 1 second. I can get this figured out though. At stunt guy 49. Get him in here. Hey Terry. We'll get you up here in just a second. Let me see how I'm gonna get you up here. Show requests, no requests. Um, Let me see if I can find your profile picture. All right, you got a pink face. Pink, 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 pink. Um, I don't see him in the live. Okay. I think they gave me the wrong username. All right. So let's see. We got GDK. Invite to server. No, I can't invite to speak from there. GDK, red name, red face. Let's go. Let's see if I can find him. That's Kemi. No, I don't see him. Yeah, I don't see him on the stage at all. Yeah, I was looking. I did a quick run through on it. I'm not seeing. And somebody pointed out Film Finance Group. Yeah, I'm not actually sure if that's their account. Gohar, JK, because I don't know. It because that's not any of the names that I was told. All right. I got a bling over here real quick. I'm trying to see what's going on. I don't know what's going on. Okay, that's fine. Um, attendance is being recorded. I record the attendance. It's an automated recording process. It shows me how long you're here. It shows me when you joined, when you left. It's a very in-depth system that I've been working on. You guys don't have to worry about attendance. I check that after. What you do have to worry about is making sure that you submit your quests right. If you're doing quests, if you are looking to be part of the drawing for later, you have to be here for at least 30 minutes for the event. Otherwise, you're not going to be entered into the drawing. I want to prioritize the people that are taking the time out of their day. Um, I see FFG underscore command. FFG underscore command is not the right one. I don't think. Hey, Tega. So you just pop in out of nowhere. I believe we are waiting for Terry to get verified so we can join the stage together. If you go and come back, it will show a full summary of the time that you spent in the event crib. Not that I'm worried, because you'll just be here for the whole event. But for those who are concerned about that, I get a summary of the total amount of time that you spent in the event. So it's not just like if you leave and then come back, it resets. Um, Let me see. Stunt guy, copy username. Let me see if I can manually verify real quick. Um, just to kind of prevent some of these issues here. I don't like doing the verification bypass, but if it's just one account, it's not that bad. Bot command slash verify. Nope, I can't do it. Um, let's see if I can manage to trigger something here. Home. Nope. Jeez. Yep, at least 30 minutes. What do you mean you're not seeing yourself, killer? It records based on your username and being connected. It doesn't record based on visual. It's he's hung up on verification. Um, at my side, candy is 4,500. Make I drop my address. What? All right. Looks like we're getting some progress going, so that's good. Um, they will be joining us shortly. This is the longest entry into an AMA in exist. No. What do you mean you can't? Can you? I was paused for a moment, Zephyr. Like I wasn't speaking for a second there. Um, Let me see. I might have the wrong mic set up. I usually okay. I have the right mic set up. So desktop. All right, there we go. Um, Let me double check my mic on. Nope, that's the right mic too. Okay, just making sure. But yeah, if you can't hear very clearly, sometimes the Discord isn't running very well. I do have Nitro, so I should have the best sound quality that I can get. But at the same time, it's not always the best for you guys. I understand that. Um, if you guys do want to watch on something else, you can. I would just be here for the half an hour so that you can get the our guests are joining us shortly, girly. They were having a little bit of technical difficulty getting in for one of the guest speakers for today, so they'll be in just a second. All right, they're in. Let's see. That's Dexter. That's that. Terry James. Mr. James is here. Invite you up to speak. Looking for FFG now. FFG. If you want to raise your hand, anybody from the FFG team, I'm happy to send you the invite to come up. Good morning, Terry, or good
Morning.
afternoon,
How
or
are you?
whatever it is. I'm good, man. Dealing with the Discord struggle right now. Uh,
We got it.
Yeah, it's a great platform. It's probably one of the best things they've ever created, in my opinion. Being a gamer, being somebody who participates in a lot of communities, it's a lot of fun. But lately the bugs have been ridiculous. It's just like X. Um, FFG. Hold on, we're in. let's see. FFG. I still can't get that one to pop up for some reason. Yeah, I still can't get that account name to pop up for FFG command. At GD. There we go. We got this one at GDK PA. I think that is. Let's see. Red name GDK. Gotcha GDK. We can get you up here. And trying to look for the FFG command one, but I do not see that account. Vortex. Good morning, GDK.
That's me.
All right. Just trying to get that last account up.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right. Here we go. All right. Let me see. View profile is probably what I want to do. Nope. Don't want to see that. Never mind. I want to camera. Show my camera. Get
All right.
preset.
Yeah, you can actually just share your camera directly. If you, the problem is that share screen has been finicky lately. I'm gonna give you guys both a couple of roles for guest speaker, and guest speaker should have that enabled, but at the same time, it's Discord. Um, so Discord has been funny lately. Where are we here? CJF, GDK, roles, guest speakers. There we go. And then okay, that's the other account. All right, cool. Um, so FFG film. Yeah, look for Felix. Where's Felix? Um, would help if they like had all the names in alphabetical order, but they don't for some reason. Here we go. I got you guys. Invite to speak.
Okay.
Perfect. All right.
And when I
Guest
say open stage, that's what happens. Did I come on?
and guest speaker.
That's my bad. I gave you my Telegram. So
That's
you're like
perfectly
looking
okay.
for the wrong thing, and I'm like, you know what? Command sounds familiar. That's probably not Discord. So
It's great. Like these days, there's so many different handles that you use. I try to use the same thing on everything because I hate trying to remember or like make sure that I'm using the right one. So I try to be Tars Rush everywhere. But when you have a popular name or your project, they pop up everywhere. So yeah. And I was worried that the FFG coin one that I was seeing in the server was like just a fake account that was trying to. So
so smart. Yeah, no, I feel you, man. Yeah, you're right. You're really smart to be on top of that. That should have been what I did. I definitely regretted at this point because I'm like, crap, which username am I even using right now?
okay, definitely this one. There we go. Just trying to make sure I got everybody their roles so that let's see here.
So do I just click view?
Okay, that was funny in the chat. Gohart cracked me up with that.
Oh, all right. So, you guys usually you can only one person can share screen at a time, typically. So, if you guys click share screen, you can choose usually which screen you want to use. If you do not have that option available, I can try to adjust the settings. We had an issue with it yesterday with Joseph too. So, I've been trying to figure out why, but at the same time, you guys should have the ability to. And so, yeah, you guys are welcome to give
Unfortunately,
that a
I
shot.
do not.
No.
Yeah, it's grayed out for
Hmm.
me.
Still, that is so
It's
weird.
for the best.
It's for the best. You don't want to see what I have on my desktop. Um, did we have any visuals that we were looking to present today? Because if you guys do have like a slideshow or anything, I could always toss that up on the screen for you. If you send that over on the Telegram, and we can run it that way. Otherwise, let me see.
Yeah, honestly, we don't have any visuals because we assumed from yesterday that the share screen functionality was just not really working.
Yeah,
So
no, that's perfectly okay. It still does not seem to be working. So, let me see. Event team stats. 'Cause I've had other people come up and share, which is weird. Yeah, that is odd. Because I have a regular host on Mondays and Thursdays that come in, and typically they screen share, and they haven't had any problem with it. Um, I'm gonna have to fiddle with that a little bit though. But let's do a quick round of introductions here. Get everybody who might not be familiar with you guys from Monday. We've got Michael Dallas here from on the FFG Coin account. He's going to be helping to provide some more information about the project FFGI, what it stands for, answer some of the questions that we have. We also have the co-founder. He'll be hopping in on the GDK account, and his name is David, correct?
Yes.
David Keaton.
He, yep,
Yep.
David, Keaton, certified public accountant. So that's where the CPA comes in there.
we're trying to get
Oh,
his camera up and running so that he can be seen. It looks like it's not showing his camera. Like he's looking in the settings to
I,
find it.
I go in there, so I go to settings at the
Yeah,
lower
there's your
end.
settings.
voice and video,
It
and
said
then you go
test
to
video.
video.
Video. In video.
And then you should have the camera option that you could select.
Okay, you select what camera. So if you hit that drop down, you should see like a Logitech if you're using that. It's a popular
Yep.
brand.
Logitech Creative. I use Streamlabs so that I can show off like what's going on in the background while we
I
stream.
know. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
it's
I
it's a
like.
nice little setup.
Yeah, you look
Uh,
legit. That's for sure.
I try to be as legit as possible. Keeps me in business.
Like, like everything up is up. I mean, I did the test video. I showed up. So I'm on the test video. Where do I go from the test video?
Oh, okay. So you have your video turned off then. So on the left side, underneath, so you got your username on the bottom left. Right above that, you should see a little button that says video, and it probably has like a red line through it. If you hit that,
Yeah, okay. I didn't see a red line, but now
There we
I
there
go.
you go. You're on.
We got you.
We see you are visible.
so I am now visible.
You are
Yep,
now
yep.
visible.
We can now see you.
Okay.
All right. And we also are
Very good.
joined today by Terry James, four-time Emmy winning stunt coordinator in the industry. He's going to be helping to, I guess, paint a picture of what the industry's like, share with us a little bit more about his experiences, and some more about what it's like to be a stunt coordinator and an Emmy winner in the industry. Welcome in, Terry.
Okay, I'm just trying to get the video up and all that, and I'm kind of lost here for a moment, but I'm working on it.
When you
I
first dive,
tried lower left hand, take off
So
video.
let's start with on the bottom left, Terry. You'll see your
Yeah.
username, StuntGuy49. Right above that, there's a button that says video.
Okay.
You want to click that?
Gotta get back to where I was. As you can tell, I'm not that intelligent.
you'd be surprised how many people have never used Discord before.
Not
Well,
this one. Zoom, I'm all
I,
over it. But this here,
I like the clarity. Very.
Yeah, like if especially usually I think if you have a basic account, it's only like a 720p sharing or like the camera quality is a little bit reduced, but if you have like Nitro, you can get up to like 2K. It's nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
I think he's getting closer. Or did
and a
he
different
lose
button.
it?
Oh, I think he hit the wrong button. Where'd he go? Oh, we lost him. Terry, come back.
Terry, come back.
Oh,
This is great.
we've lost Terry.
Lost but not forgotten.
Yes,
Let's pour
forever in
one
our
out for Terry,
memory.
guys. Pour one out for
Rip.
Terry.
We'll get
Uh,
there.
just so you guys know, today is a comedy skit. No.
Apparently so.
Yeah,
We do what we can here at FFG. We really do. I mean, it's,
you might
laugh
want
our
to
way
just
to victory.
It's
whiskey
all about
grab the
having a good time.
green numbers.
Sometimes at our expense.
You want to call
Oh, miss you, Terry.
Alex? You want to call Terry?
That was actually a really good GIF. Like I don't know how you found that so quick.
Looks like it was
Oh,
made for this moment.
yeah. And she had it loaded up. She knew it was gonna happen.
I'm calling him right now and going on mute. Sec.
Oh, I'm prepared. You're the only one of us right now. Go hard. Oh, so
Go ahead,
how?
Bob.
I'm curious. You're a CPA. How did you get into film?
Well, I got into film just purely because the industry fit what I had structured for one of my other businesses back in 2018 when I analyzed blockchain. I got into it, and just so many things that the blockchain brings to this industry that's just not really being widely utilized or tried. Hollywood tends to be set in its ways, and so it's kind of hard to get past some of the gatekeepers that make these decisions. They Again, a lot of moving parts in the entertainment industry, and fortunately, crypto technology to me is just the perfect technology for that industry, particularly when it gets to things like disbursement of funds across the earth and stuff like that.
Okay, that's pretty cool. Hey, there's Terry.
There it is.
All
All
right,
right,
there we go.
we've got it figured out. All right, so we did a short introduction for everybody. If there's anything that you'd like to say or share coming onto the stage for the first time with us, Terry.
Well, just like to hear everybody what everybody has to offer and figure out if I can help with the offers. I'm all over it.
All right. One of the main things is today we're doing a half hour session with you, getting to know a little bit more about like how you fit into the industry, what it's like working in the industry. A lot of people are curious about that. We have quite a few creatives in the community, and one of the things that they'd like to know is like what is it like how is it working with stars? How is it working in an industry that's always so fast paced? Uh, what's it like generally?
It's a very fast road. Every time you turn around, it's like they create something that they want you to do that it's impossible because somebody's going to get killed. So you have to go figure it out and figure out how to make it happen so it looks real and you know because you never want to say no to a director. You want to be able to you know compromise and make things happen so that they're happy and get another job.
Yeah. Have speaking about like the risk of death. What are some of the worst things you've seen in the industry?
Wow. Yeah, a lot of mayhem. When somebody breaks a leg or something like that, you just really feel bad. It's just a
Yeah.
mistake that the person did, or there's a mistake that like one time they blew up a car and they forgot to take the battery out and went flying up in the air and hit it, come down, hit a guy in the head, and killed him. Things
Oh.
like that, things that you don't expect. You don't really you try to eliminate all the problems that you might have, but there's always something going on where you miss something. The stunt person misses it, or effects person misses it, and you just got to be prepared. I mean, you got to keep your eye out. You got to know what you have to know what you're doing, and you have to know what that person's doing. You have to know if a guy's putting a bomb together, like on Darkman. I did Darkman, hanging from the helicopter and all the explosions and everything. I had to know when I'm running away from those explosions and I'm in the middle of them. I have to know how much gas, how much powder, how much, what are they putting in it? So I know the distance that I need to be. So when it does blow up, I don't get fried or the seed.
Yeah. Wow.
Wow.
Anything to add there, Michael or David?
It is like exciting. I mean, man. So, have you had any close calls where like, whoa, you guys might have gotten your calculations a little off. I'm feeling a little bit of fringe fire here.
Yeah. I did an Philadelphia experiment. I did that, and they blew the stealth plane up. They said, "Oh, you'd be 50 feet from it, you'll be all right." And I'm looking at it, going, "What? What do they got in this thing? They got primer cord. They got, they've got it loaded, because they want to see a big explosion." So at that point, the other guy, Mike Long, and I were running from it, and as soon as they went 3, 2, 1, we started running, and we were engulfed in yellow and orange. And if we wouldn't have, when they started counting, we were an extra 50 feet from it. And if we wouldn't, we would have probably been fried.
Wow.
Wow.
My
We
perspective
had
on that reaffirmed
protection, but
why
we
I'm
didn't
an
have any
accountant.
gel. Pardon?
You just reaffirmed why I'm an accountant.
Yeah.
Lots
Uh,
safer
Yeah.
in my neck of the woods, and I'm going to make sure you get paid real quick and make sure your hospital is up to date. Yep, everything's good.
Yep. I love it.
That's crazy. Have you done any scenes with like dogs coming and getting you when you're in the dog suit?
Oh, yeah. I did a called Police Story out of Warner Brothers, and we have to, we go out and we're going to arrest this guy, and we kicked the door in, and a bull pit came out, dog, bull pill, pit bull, whatever, fucking came out, and as soon as he ran out, I have a hot dog in my hand with a gun. He's supposed to grab the hot dog. Well, he grabbed me right in the nuts. As soon as he grabbed I'm trying to pull back. I've got to go over the railing before, I'm supposed to be away from him. I go over the railing unexpectedly and landed on a car before I was supposed to because I'm backing up and I went over the top. I landed on the car and the dog is trying to get to me, runs over and comes down the stairs trying after me. And I'm going like, holy shit. And they said, "Are you okay?" And I said, "I'm fine. I'm fine." They said, "Are you sure?" I said, "Yeah, it's just another day at the office." You
Holy
know,
crap, man. Grab the wrong hot
yeah.
dog. What's up with
Oh,
that?
dude, he nailed me. He nailed me.
Oh, that's
Good thing I had,
great.
I had hip pads and pads on. He got the pad, but he didn't get me, which was,
Wow.
it
Man.
was it was a punch that, when you've been kicked in the nuts, that's what it feels like.
Yeah.
That's,
Wow.
I've got a question I'd like to ask, not on that subject, and that's working with a fellow star dog. But what about stars that like to do their own stunts? What do you have any opinions on that?
yeah, a lot of them say they do their own stunts, but the problem is the insurance companies won't let them. If they get hurt, like Tom Cruise, he was over somewhere over the pond somewhere filming, and my buddy Mike Lee rigged up a slide for life thing, and he rigged it all up, and he says, "Keep your feet down. Do not put your legs up." What did he do? He come smacked his leg. They were down for like 6, 7 weeks because he broke his leg. And and they go, "See, this is why you don't do this. This is why we try to keep this away." And the production companies make us, if an actor wants to do it, we have to go through with the insurance company also. We have to go through the stunt ahead of time, film it, and show exactly what can go wrong, and then we put them in place. The same thing with Cruise when he was hanging off that plane. The stunt guy went around, he hung up on it, and they did the whole scene way before he did even got close to it. They made sure it was safe hanging on the plane, and then they put him on the plane hanging off. But it was all the stunts are all done with stunt people first. And they, "Oh yeah, I do my own stunts." Yeah, but we've already gone through. We've done all the limits on what we can do and what we can't do, so an actor's not going to get hurt. And there's only a few of us that are really are qualified through the insurance companies to be able to do what we want to do, and they kind of oversee. But there's a lot of guys out there that they're not cleared by the insurance company because they've already, they just fly by the seat of their pants and don't care, and like, we're just going to get this stunt, we don't care.
See, that's the thing. Like, I see a lot of actors, like the older school actors, though, like Jackie Chan. You hear he's broken like every bone in his body. He's done all his own stunts and stuff like that. But like, would even Jackie Chan have somebody running through the stunts beforehand, and then he would go
Oh
and do
yeah,
it? Yeah.
yeah.
Wow.
I worked with Jackie Chan on Cannonball Run, and then
Okay.
I worked again with him on Rush Hour 2.
Oh,
And
really?
yeah, and then the stunt guy goes through the whole scenes, and with $100 million and all these monies they're putting up for these films, the bottom line is that you can't have somebody getting hurt. They shut the film down, you know, and then the insurance company goes crazy. So on for instance, on Jackie Chan, I don't know if you saw Rush Hour 2 when he goes through the plate glass window and he comes flying down.
Yeah.
Stunt guy hit his ankle, and every time the stunt guy was on the set, Jackie wasn't there. And every time that Jackie was there, the stunt guy wasn't there. So what they would do is he'd walk off the stage and then they'd walk in the stunt double and have him do the stunt. When he came down, he snapped his ankle. There's two guys that double Jackie Chan, and the bottom line is that the insurance companies they just don't put up with it anymore. They just can't, because now they have to pay for the production being down. They have to pay all the actors that are under contract, and then if they go over on their contract, then the insurance company has to, because they have another contract, another movie they're going to do after that. So there's a lot involved, and that's why I said all these actors, oh yeah, I do my own stunts. Well, we do the stunt first. We make sure it's clean, and then if that's not clean, then we work on it to get it clean, and then we possibly put them in. Same thing with Schwarzenegger, all the stuff he did, all those things, the motorcycle, whatever it was he was in, the stunt doubles, uh, you know, Joel Kramer, all these guys, they went through the stunt first, and then they looked at it and they filmed it, figure out what could go wrong, and then if they saw something that started to go wrong, the stunt guy started to get hurt, they shut it down, and go back through, start over again. It's the way it is. Everybody, oh yeah, I do my own stunts. Yeah, you do, but guess what? Your stunt was already done. We took
Yeah,
the liability
I
off.
actually heard an interview with um, somebody talking about John Wick and Keanu Reeves and how the movements that he did, the way that he walked in the film and everything, like that limp that he had, they said that that was actually a natural limp that he has because he has injuries from his past doing martial arts and things like that. But all the choreographed moves, all of the fight moves that he did, really put a toll on his body. So it sounds like there's a lot of like actual contact that's happening, and it's not just like stop your hand right there at the last second. You're actually making contact. Is that right?
Yes, exactly. And that's why you go through the whole sequence with the stunt people, and they stand and watch. Now you go back through and you do two or three punches, or you grab the person and throw them down. You go through that and then walk them through that so that they can kind of feel it. So you get that down, and then you go to the next step. And then what they do is they anymore they just do so many cuts. They just like cut because in the process, they'll do a missed punch, or they do a missed kick or something like that. So they do all these cuts and they get just the face in there. And a lot of times the stunt guy's there, but you see the back of them, you don't really know. And so they use those too. So a lot of times they go ahead and film the stunt people. This is what I do too: is film the stunt people, both doubles or a double and another actor. Film it all, and then go through that, film it, and then turn around and then put the actor in and try to get what you can with them. Because then that way they have the cuts to be able to go back and forth to be able to put a scene together to make it look like, oh wow, he did his own stunts.
Wow.
Wow.
That's crazy.
That's fascinating.
The-
It really is fascinating.
There's a lot that goes on behind the scene, and that's the thing. Like we get a finished product that's maybe an hour and a half, 2.5. In some extreme cases, like Lord of the Rings, 3 hours long, and like we really don't think about how much goes into this on the back end, especially when it comes to like these major like stunt scenes and and how many times it really does take them to either get it right or get enough clips to be able to put it together in a format that's then enjoyable for an audience. So it's nice to hear a little bit more about it from the behind the scenes.
So,
Yeah,
question for you. This is a big one because you were in Thunderbolts. Um,
yes.
did Florence Pugh, did she do the jump without a stunt double?
No, the stunt double did the jump first, and then they go through and then they eliminate. They do different camera angles so that it looks like it's higher than what it is, and then they just edit things together to make it look like it's or, make
They
it.
crushed that scene. They did. That was really cool.
Yeah, I drove the dump truck crashing into stuff.
Oh man. So when you're driving and you're crashing into stuff, I mean, is it like do you deal with whiplash and all that, or I mean, like how does
Oh yeah,
that?
well, the thing is that I've crashed so much. I mean, a month before I crashed a semi into a Mercedes for Tyler Perry on his one of his movies he did, 35-mile-an-hour head on. You don't stiffen up, and you put your hands on the wheels like this so that you're not hanging on to it like that because you'll snap a thumb because you're getting thrown forward. But they on Thunderbolt they wanted to do a spy point and all that kind of stuff, and the stuff that was flying around. I want to be able to lean down and get out of if I see something coming through the glass, the windshield or something. I want to be able to lay down. So I just use a lap belt and then put across here. I'm not the 5 point guy sitting there like this waiting to get whacked. You know what I mean? Because you can't get out of the way. Uh, it's just experience me for years and years. Just what I've done.
Now
So
we did
what
a
got you into
Pardon?
go ahead, David.
what? Yeah, we're sorry. So what possessed you to do this?
I grew up with Ray Rogers' son, Dusty Rogers, and with Ray Rogers and Dale Evans. And in the process of that, Dusty and I used to do fake fights all the time and everything. And he kept telling me, "You ought to be a stuntman." I'm like, "Yeah, I don't know how to do that." And next thing you know, he got a stunt school that I could go to. He lined up in Chatsworth, California. I lined it up and I went to the stunt school and lasted. It was supposed to 3 month stunt school. I lasted about 30 days and learned up just enough to get myself hurt. And three other guys looked at each other and said, "We're out. Let's go. We'll do our own practice." So we did, and we went and rented a car and we were spinning around doing all my uncle had a big parking lot. So we went there and we coned it off and we'd just be spinning cars around and doing whatever we wanted. And then one day we're doing car hits and we smashed the windshield. I said, "The good thing we bought the full insurance." We took it back and parked it, and told them that something flew through the air and hit it. "Wow, is everything okay?" "Yeah, everybody's fine." Another time we rented a Camaro and we slid it around so much, the whole dash, the whole front end was inside. The steering wheel was over about 2 inches. I mean, it was pretty wrecked. But, but now you can't rent them and put them in movies. It's against the laws. Roll on now. I guess because we train on those things all the time.
Yeah, why?
Too many totaled cars.
Yeah,
Like, what do you mean? It was like that when I got it.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the tires when you do reverse 180s and you're taking the car and you spin it around going the other way. As it slides around, it just rubs the sidewalls.
Yeah.
So, it was too bad. You take it down, get the tire turned inside out so you can't see it, so it's on the inside. These are the tricks that we we got away with.
Oh man.
Wow.
Yeah, they're the reasons why we have the restrictions in place for rentals nowadays. There we go. Um,
It's all because of you, Terry. There's like a 40-page document I got to sign every time I go to rent a car.
Yeah, no, they asked me what I do. I said, "Well, I'm an actor." I never tell them I'm a stunt guy.
yeah, leave that part out.
Special
Yeah,
pricing.
and they
Now,
go, "Are you sure?" And I said, "I didn't stutter. I'm an actor."
there was somebody here who asked about like thinking that you would see more stunts being done with like a green screen now. And I know that that was something that they weren't doing for a long time because it didn't feel real. Like you could tell it was like a fake stunt that was done cinematically rather than like in reality. And now I think they're actually starting to get to the point where things are getting better. We're seeing more with like AI generated videos. And how do you feel about that as somebody who does stunts for a living with that technology getting better?
Um, it's good in a way, and other times that it's not because it's just it's just you can tell by we can tell by looking at it that it's fake, that it's not real. I mean, it's just this the physics of it are not are not there. And so by doing all that, we I don't know. It's just they thought they were going to get away with it when they started the CGI and all that stuff, and and all of a sudden they're like, wait a minute here, it's not working. We need to do something different. They go, well, you're going to flip a car, let's flip a car. If you're going to blow it up, let's blow it up. Not just you can add fire to it, but it's just when it doesn't work. And so now they're trying to this um, AI stuff, and it's pretty funny because the other day this guy director wrote in there that he was doing an AI and he was trying to figure out things to do, and he goes, yeah, I said I need a double for a 300-pound guy and a midget. So what they ended up doing is they showed a horse for the 300-pound guy, and they showed a dog for the midget. And his AI just couldn't figure it out, and they're just going like, I don't think this is going to work yet. So to try to get
I
their scripts.
I gotta know what I gotta know what they were
Stretch
filming. I mean, like, we need some context here. What's going on with a 300-pound guy and a midget?
Yeah, it was crazy. He
Princess
just
Bride
left it. He
2.
said, "Pardon?"
Sorry, I was just quipping. Go ahead. Go ahead. No,
Yeah,
no.
no, it's
Continue.
yeah, no, it's all good, but yeah, just a lot of stories out there, that we've dealt with. And the director says, "Well, I don't know how this is going to work, but this is what I want." Okay, let me put a previs for you together. So we go and we take a video camera and we put the whole thing together, and lead it right up to where if the car's going to crash. We lead it right up to before it crashes, and we show them what we're going to do, and then all these fights and stuff. You know, we just we put it together and then let them look at it, and then we let them change it. They want to see people flying through the air. We just did one the other day in Georgia. This director wanted to see what we could do, and we flew people through the air, and air rams and cables and all kinds of stuff. And he just looked at it and he goes, "Wow," he says, because we didn't paint out the wires, we just let them see the wires. And we used to try to get as thin as wires we could so we could hide them. Now they want to see the wires bigger so they can paint them out, because they're for a
Ah.
while, okay, we're doing pretty good here, but now they're like, whoa, I see a little bit of line here or something. So now they want bigger lines so they can see them, so they can paint them out easier. So it's kind of like,
That makes sense. It's
Yeah, that
easier
makes
to
sense.
edit something out that's noticeably in the picture than something that's, yeah. And they can use programs to do it a little bit easier than doing it manually. So,
Yeah, and
yeah,
as far as the AI topic goes, I would imagine if a company wanted to seriously get into trying to do like AI stunts, they would want to work with stunt guys like you with all that experience, because then they could do testing on how the scene is played out for the physics. You'd be able to see if you could do the stunt, or you do the stunt and they try to recreate the stunt and see how close to accurate it could get as a way to fine tune the model and the prompt. I mean, I would think that you guys would transition to helping make those models more accurate um, as this gets better. I just
right.
don't
That's
see I don't see you guys ever being obsolete. Never.
No, I don't think so either. And they're starting to realize that there's just no way. I mean, it's they can paint a face on somebody. Take my face and put it on anybody they want, and they can use my body and put somebody else's face on mine. That's easy. But then if you try to do, AI running across the yard or something, it's too glitchy. It's just
They've gotten with VO3, we're starting to see a lot of improvement around it. I think we do still have a ways to go, but we've seen huge like milestones being reached at every iteration of AI technology that we've had. So I can see at some point, and like some of the people in the audience have said, like I can see at some point where they're focusing more on AI generated graphics and scenes and using people who have specialty like yourself with stunt coordinations for like the graphics, how things should look, how things should feel as they're flowing through the scenes or even through the movies, like with the typical director or producer, to get more of a real life feel to it without having to physically go and shoot it. Um, One question I did have though, so you're a producer as well as a stunt coordinator. What's your part in FFG? Like, are you looking to produce films with FFG?
yeah. I mean, I think I've produced like 6 films. Low budget. I don't know how many TV shows, probably 2 or 3 TV shows. Um, I'm very good at negotiating with people. Yeah, so it's just, it's easy to do because I have to sell myself all the time to studios. I've done it for 43 years. I go in and talk to a director, and I have to sell myself that I can get the job done. And they see my resume, and it's just grown and grown and grown. And then all of a sudden, they're just going like, "Okay, you got what I want. Let's go." You know. I did Bob Saget's last film, and I've doubled him for years. And I did his last film he did. Um, God bless him. He said, "Have I been vaxxed enough?" And he had too many vaxes and had a stroke and took him out. And
Wow.
it was really sad to see that because he was a great guy. I loved him still to this day. It's like,
Can I make a comment here too? I mean, he's obviously a very valuable part of the community that we build at FFGI, and we have a very strong relationship on the studio side with some folks that we've worked with over the years. And we, again, at FFGI, we are trying to bring the best of the best so that as we go into our projects, we're seeing them from every angle. And I can think you've seen just in the last several minutes the kind of value he brings to this overall community. I it as much as we're looking to develop the community out in the blockchain world of crypto across the earth, having the insider information that you need to be really good at what you do is just as valuable. Putting the two together, that brings some real power to this whole project.
Experience is a huge thing and I think that's a lot of what we see with like the crypto space with the issues we faced as we've been trying to progress in the industry in the sector, um, is that it's completely new. It's something that people haven't really done yet. So the lack of experience, the lack of direction, lack of tried and proven ways of operating and forming businesses and structuring governance and DAOs and stuff like that. That I think that's part of why we have a lot of the issues we do as we've been progressing. So having 43 years of experience in the industry and being able to lend that to at least one aspect of film and the blockchain finance goes a really long way. So definitely a strong partnership there.
Couldn't agree more.
Yeah, that's ditto. That's great.
yeah, I have a lot of connections with a lot of studios and a lot of equipment like the techno crane. I mean, they'll come and work for me for a lot cheaper than they do these big studios. Know that I'm real. They want to see me grow, and I brought stuff in. It's like $500 a day for a techno crane, and they were, "Are you crazy? How can you do?" I said, "Stop! Don't even tell anybody. Just walk away." I mean, you know, I
Great.
did a movie in Oklahoma, and fresh out of water in Oklahoma, filmed in California, everywhere else, but never filmed in Oklahoma. Went and talked to the film commission, got all their information. Says, "Give me a list of people that do things. I'd like to talk to them, see what's happened." And I produced the film, and they turned around and looked at me and they said, "Oh yeah, great. Here's the deal." I said, "All right." I said, "Well, I just want to let you know that that if these locations, we need a person that knows really good locations, and we'd like him to talk to the director and find out what the director wants, and let's go scout locations next week. And they said, oh, perfect, let's do it. So we went and looked these locations and everything like that. And the one bar that they had, they wanted $1,500 a day. And so I said, bottom line is, I said, we can't, this is a low budget. It's like, can't afford 15 a day, and we need it for 3 days. And so they said, well, I said, somebody I can talk to, but besides, so the owner will be here tomorrow. I said, perfect. I'd like to talk to the director, or the director, and I'd like to talk to the next day went in and I says, hey, I said, we're doing a low budget thing here. I said, we'd like to work it out and see what we can come up with. I said that 15 a day is just, it's just way out of our budget. And the director really likes this place, but you know what? We can find another one. She goes, well, what do you mean? I said, well, it's like, we're talking like thousand bucks, for like 3 days if we could work that out. And she goes, well, I don't know. I said, well, let's work here. Let's talk. What can we do? She said, well, what do you want? I said, well, we like the front here, and you can stay open. We can use your patrons as extras, no problem. She goes, we can do that. And I said, yeah. She goes, well, I said, yeah, we want the back too. She goes, yeah, well, we can stay in business. I said, sure. Just, we'll just have somebody outside. So when we're filming, they can't come in, but when we do the breaks, they can come in, they can do whatever they want, but they'll have to, stay for the day. She goes, oh, that's great. She goes, my patrons would love that. And I said, okay, well, let's work a deal. And she goes, well, for $1,500 for the 3 days, I'll work it out. She says, if you can let people in there and they could be in the movie too. I said, perfect. I said, we got a deal. She says, thank you so much. She goes, I just can't wait till they start filming. You know what I mean? So these are the things that work for you, and I didn't have to pay anybody for extras. I got the place for $1,500 for 3 days, and I got the back lot, which we needed to film a scene in the woods, which was right behind the place. It worked out perfect. Put a tent up, did the whole scene, everything like that, and they all looked at me and they go, "Okay, um, yeah. So can you negotiate these hotel rooms?" I said, "Yeah, no problem. Let's go talk to them." So there's like 3 hotels in the area, and I walked to the first one. I said, what do you charge for a room? I need 15 rooms. Um, well, we get 170. I said, well, that's not going to work. I said, you got to work a better deal than that. She goes, well, we usually get 200, but I said, well, we got to work a better deal than that. I said, there's other hotels here. I can spread everybody out and put them five, you know, I don't know, 5 people in each hotel or whatever, I said, I can do that, but I'd like to keep everybody together so we could have a little production meeting and have a little office and whatever. I got the hotels for half price. And they just looked at me and they went, wow, yeah, okay. How many days are you going to be here? I said, well, how many days are you going to let me be here for that price? You know what I mean? Let them answer the question. You know what I'm saying? So these
So
are the things.
you do kung fu like on the camera, but you also do it in negotiation. You just yeah,
Yes,
that's
yes,
what's up.
exactly.
I love that.
I have to negotiate with directors all the time for their stunt adjustments. I have to negotiate, get the most money we can for the person doing risking his life, whether it be mine or somebody else's. Production manager, same thing. These are the things that I've learned through the years of how to sell myself and how to get people to like you and how people to jump on board with you. And they want to be with you because they know that you know your shit. You're not just walking in there going like, oh yeah, I know this, and then standing there, egg on their face. No,
Yeah.
ain't
I think
happening.
we can collectively agree that we like you. You're doing you're doing a great job, man. We think what you
No,
do
I
is so cool.
love it. Okay, so as a finance guy, accounting guy, I love. Okay, so let's just get that. It's beyond like.
All right.
Yeah.
I have one more question for you, Terry, before we jump into some of the questions from the community surrounding FFGI and the tokenomics for the project. Um, if you had to give any piece of advice to somebody looking to get started in the industry, for those who might be interested in doing so, what would you say?
I don't care what department you want to get into, be an extra, learn everybody's job. Learn what everybody does. Learn what an apple box is. Look what a Crosby is. I mean, all these things you got to learn what these people do and where they're coming from. You might decide you want to be a stuntman. You end up being a cameraman. You know, and you got to learn camera lenses. What's a 24? What's a 50? What's an 18? These are the kind of things that you must learn, because if you're going to be a stunt guy and the guy says, "Oh yeah, I got an 18 on this," okay, and you got to know basically where that lens is. You don't want to go look through the camera, because everybody looks through the camera and they get pink eye because you got something going on. They don't want you looking through the camera. You know what that 18 is, so when you hit the ground, you're going to hit it in front of frame. You're not going to hit it your legs out hanging out. You know what I'm saying? These are the kind of things. That's why I said prop guy. What do you need? The guy's smoking. You need cigarettes. How are we going to get cigarettes? Who supplies cigarettes? You know, we need a car. What kind of car do you need? You got transportation. All these things you must learn to know exactly. I don't care what department you're in. You need to learn all these jobs, what people do, and what their title means. What's a first AD? What do you mean a first AD? Was he? What's a second AD? What's a second? I mean, all these things, you must learn these things before you decide you're going to go into any department. So be an extra and sit there and learn and listen to what they're asking for and what happens.
Each
Who's
thing you learn would just generate more value for you, right? You're
education.
increasing your value.
Exactly. Education is power. I say it right there.
The more you know, the more valuable you are. Yep. I can agree with that
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. And it's like if I'm running a show or working on a show or something like that, and I'm hiring a crew and stuff like that, whatever it is, I talk to them. I said, okay, what if you've done any other jobs? Are you doing transportation? What do you done? This guy wants to be a grip. And he goes like, dolly grip, right? And he goes, well, I used to paint houses, but then I got in the art department and I started painting there. He says, but then I saw the grips. I said, well, okay, how many years you been doing this? I want to know what his mission is. Is he just going to just use that job, just to use that job and be lame, and then move on to another department? I want to know this. You know what I mean? These are the kind of things that you know. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
Makes sense, Terry.
Well, thank you for sharing your words of wisdom with us and your experience in the industry. 43 years is a lot of time to spend doing any one thing. So you have plenty of stories, I'm sure, to share, and we'd always be happy to have you back with us and to share more with the community. These guys love hearing about stuff like this. They love figuring out how to get involved and participate or even contribute and possibly earn from things. So they're always happy to learn more. But yeah,
Hey,
thanks.
one more question as you go out, just because I saw it in the chat and I just had to. I wanted to make sure this one got asked. Um, Someone asked, "Are kisses in movies real?
Yes, they are.
Do stunt guys have to step in for that, or?"
No, but I did Young and for 36 years, and I saw a lot of kissing going on. And the actors, guys would say to me, he says, "That's the best part. That's why I act, because I get to kiss."
All right, guys, it's settled. You heard it
Okay.
straight from Terry. They're real. They're real.
Peter Bergman was the one that liked kissing the most.
Peter Bergman. Okay.
So him, I used to double him. He's a good guy. All the soap opera people. I did Days of Our Lives. I got 3 Emmys from Days of Our Lives. I got one Emmy from Young and the Restless, and I brought feature quality to TV.
Very
Great.
cool.
All right, awesome.
Terry, thank you so much, Terry. Really, we appreciate it.
All right.
Right now, I'm doing soap opera in Georgia. It's called Beyond the Gates, CBS. It's a black soap opera, never been done before, and
Oh wow,
we just got picked for the year.
Wow.
Great. Thank you.
cool.
Can't
I'll
wait to
I'll have to check that out. Thanks again, Terry, for sharing all your information. But yeah,
You
let's
got it.
let's let's get into some of these questions about FFG and FFG token.
You can head
I
out, Terry, if you want. By the way, you don't have to stick around if you've got lots of going on with your stunts and all that stuff.
One thing. Did you get the demo that I sent you?
Yeah, it's
yes.
awesome.
If you'd like, I could
Something
actually
like that,
play.
Ted.
I could play it if you guys wanted to. I could toss that up.
I think we should see it. Yeah.
Hold on, let me get. I have it downloaded here somewhere. I have too many things downloaded here somewhere. Downloads. Video. Here we go. Is this
it's
it?
it's an
Nope.
older
That's from
video.
yesterday.
Uh,
Um, I did post it on my X, so I could just pull it up there. That's not a big deal. I shared it in our post for today's event, so give people a chance to take a look and
The man in action.
And every clip in this video is you, right?
yeah, everything's in me. Yeah,
all right, let me get this up on the big screen for everybody.
Get the popcorn.
All right, so this is a clip that Terry sent us for today's event, all about stunts. A short 4 minute clip, guys.
Was that scary on the helicopter?
yeah,
I bet. Did,
80
did you
mile
have
an
like a
hour.
parachute or anything, or you just
No,
whoa
and
My
hanging
worst
off to your life?
nightmare.
it was an unspoken word that if they had trouble with a helicopter, they would have to cut me loose
Oh wow!
because they have to rotor down with the helicopter because we're downtown LA.
Oof.
Holy
I actually
crap!
got hit by the car there,
Oh,
It looked
ouch.
like it.
Anaconda.
Was that weird? Like getting swallowed like that? Like what was going on? I saw some CGI, but
That's
did you have to get
anaconda.
a tube?
I got eaten by the snake, spit out by the snake.
Was it
Wow.
like a tube or something you had to crawl into, like for the set?
Yeah, it was a table that they had me cabled on and then pulled me backwards.
Oh, cool.
Good heavens.
The thought of somebody just letting go of you that
Yeah,
high up.
exactly. It's like,
Yeah,
Ouch.
oh my gosh, man.
Those falling scenes get me because I have a heights issue and
Man, I'm with you. I have a height issue too. Being swung around by a helicopter, that'd be my
oh
worst
yeah.
nightmare.
Oh my gosh, right?
As much as I hate heights, I still want to go skydiving at some point though.
Just got to overcome it, right?
Exactly. Just got to jump.
The memes are on point today, just so we're all on the same page.
yeah. So if you guys have any projects or anything like that, and you need anything from me, give me a shout. I'm all over it.
All right.
We are all over this, Jerry, with you. You are an expert in our bullpen of experts, man. Honestly, this is great stuff.
Not too many people can carry the bags that I've carried.
Not
This
even
is
close.
this is this is nothing compared to what I've really done.
That looks like me in Atlanta traffic.
Yeah, yeah. There's definitely the collision damage waiver would have had to have been signed on that one. Brendan.
Yeah.
Wow.
What was your favorite sports car that you drove in your stuff?
Oh, the favorite one I've drove? Oh man, I've driven everything from Ferraris, all of them, um, prototypes.
Cool. Anyone in particular was just like, man, this is it.
I would have to say the Ferrari was probably the hottest thing. I had a 250 mile an hour going down a runway, chasing a jet.
Whoa. Oh my gosh.
Playing chicken with a jet. Wow, that's a take.
There's been a
Hmm.
few movies with that in it, like stopping the jet by driving at it or trying to take
Yeah, no,
out
I was.
the landing gears.
Yeah,
You guys like coordinating with walkie talkies, like, all right, I'm gonna stop now, you're gonna stop now. Or is
yeah.
it just
And anytime you're doing a chase where everybody's like together, the first car always bails to the right, and everybody else bails to the left.
Wow.
I was on stripes.
Yeah, I was a truck driver for 10 years, big rigs, and like seeing the truck scenes where they're driving through stuff, it always made me wonder. Like as a truck driver, like that thought in the back of your head, like if I just ran through this, like what would it be like? Oh,
Thanks, Terry, for bringing that too. It was awesome. Thank you.
Hey, no problem. That's an older tape, but there's so many things. I mean, 125-foot descender off a building downtown LA. I mean, I've done tons of
we
crazy.
almost should have just had an event for Terry, guys. Like realistically,
You know what?
That's what
You
my
want to
mom was
hear?
trying to say.
I want Terry to keep talking.
yeah, I like.
Let's go
What I
through
was
the
going to do is I
tokenomics
was
of an
going to.
explosion, bro. Let's do that.
Yeah,
I've been
no,
married
it's
43
easy to do.
years. I don't have any of those stunts memory.
Have Terry show us how to do like a controlled explosion IRL. Like, come on.
Right?
That's the AMA I'm here for right now. Oh,
Like Amazon's gonna be dropping a package off I ordered for you. We would like to see this explode, and you handle it the way you're supposed to.
yeah.
For all
Oh,
listeners, don't try this on your own.
yeah. Don't try this at home, kids. Um, how many of those things we've seen on TV and then immediately gone and tried it right after? Yeah.
Gosh,
Um,
Yeah,
that show
that,
Jackass, that thing got
my
yeah.
four
so.
sons, that was an invitation to my sons. So,
He's,
don't do
oh
it.
yeah.
Oh,
Don't do it. You mean let's go try this right now? All right. Well, thank you
Light
again,
his hair
Terry.
on fire.
Yeah. It's
All
spreading. That's
righty.
not good.
Terry, thank you so much. Seriously, thank you.
All right. Well, I guess we'll see you guys in the movies.
We will.
We hope
We'll see
so.
you soon.
We're all
And
over
thank
it.
you guys for us as
Thank you,
well. Thank you.
Terry.
Thanks, Terry.
All right. Hey, have a blessed day and ciao for now.
All right,
Thank you.
thank you.
Have a beautiful day, day. Day, day.
You too.
Day. Yep. All right. So, yeah, we have 10 questions that we've selected. I shared it with you guys in the Telegram group. One of the big questions that I've seen from a couple of people, including ambassadors, one of the bigger curiosities is like more information behind the Rev NFT that you guys have in your white paper. They say that there's some information there, but there wasn't as much as they would have liked to hear. So if you guys can go into a little depth on that.
I'll tackle that first, and then Dallas can add or subtract what he would like if I miss the point because he's good at summarizing things. Um, we the white paper just explains it. It's there. The rev. Let me say what does that stand for? It's a revenue sharing or revenue distribution non-fungible token. Okay, and it's just an ideal mechanism that the blockchain has available to us. Another one of those incredible new tools that allows us to set into stone the distribution of residual income off of a movie project that we do. So when you're funding a movie, you make your fees and etc. And those once those fees are recovered, all the participants in the movie in our model get a reward based upon their percentage of participation in the production. And the easiest math for us has been using how much were you paid to do in the production divided by the overall production budget. And so for the people that are involved with the production of the movie, this is a great way for them to get an extra income stream for these movies that, as we know, now get shown for 30 to 60 years. And in the blockchain world, this token is just a great way to slice the pie. Um, Revenue flows into it as accounted for in our platform, and it's automatically distributed. using the blockchain technology we're using, which is the smart contracts on the Ethereum blockchain, and it flows directly to the recipients. It's not traded. It's part of the reward for in compensation for participating in that program. Now, from the standpoint of a normal token holder of our utility token, we, meaning FFGI, we are a participant in that pool of revenue that flows into that Rev NFT. And we take a portion of that revenue and we set it aside and use it to put a par value to a meme token that we distribute as rewards to those that were active in particularly participating in selecting this movie to be done by FFGI. And so that's a fixed value of income that we stick into it right there when it's formed. It stays with it forever. And the meme token can be traded at will. But the Rev NFT is basically just the way we use the technology to split the pie on residual income, which is the income from royalties and other things that happen after the movie itself has been paid for and all the original costs have been covered.
All
Now
right.
that's the tech. Go ahead, Dal. Did you have anything to add to that?
Well, I mean, that was definitely a great explanation, and just to pare that down, to summarize it, when someone is participates in any movie that we do, they get paid just like anyone else gets paid when they do a movie, and based on how much they pay in comparison to how much it costs to do that movie, they will have ownership in an NFT token that's created for that movie. That NFT token is how money will flow to them. It's not something they can trade. It's something that they have that they can receive money in the future once everything's been paid back to FFGI for funding the film. In the future, whenever they're getting their distribution checks through all the distribution channels that we're setting things up with, that's all going to flow through the NFT instead of the way that distribution is handled today. By doing it that way, it makes it to where it's easy to monitor. It's accountability is there. There's transparency, and everybody gets to get paid in the future, like in perpetuity. Anyone who participated. That's something that does not happen today in the film industry. Um,
Can I explain that a little more? For example, we just had Terry on. The stunt coordinator is typically not one that gets a royalty share of the
it's a one
movie
and done
work.
check for a
Look at the
project.
work that guy's doing. He is hanging his life swinging on a helicopter. I think the guy ought to get something forward going for that. And that's something that we've constructed in the design as we're going through the FFGI model. Again, it's just a crypto world tool available for a very orderly and accountant's dream, I guess, way to distribute revenue that comes, residual revenue that flows from a movie.
It's just a revenue
Yeah,
distribution model in the form of a smart contract or NFT, basically.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And like you were saying, so it's overall production budget and whatever percentage of earnings that you would have made for your portion of contribution becomes like a percentage share in whatever that movie earns after everything is said and done. Okay. That's actually pretty interesting. Um, let's see. That actually leads into one of the next questions here on since FFGI's model of using non-tradable, non-transferable NFTs for passive income distribution is unique in the blockchain space, how does FFGI plan to maintain user interest and perceived value in these NFTs given that they cannot be sold, traded, or speculated on like traditional NFTs?
Okay. Well, if you're familiar with a lot of the legal things that are going on in the industry right now, there have been a lot of uses of NFTs over the last several years where you've seen assets put into it, and unfortunately, they just are not having the jurisdictional traction in the various nationalities and areas of law across the world to recognize fractional ownership using the NFT token. So it's not something that's a recognized way to show fractional ownership. It is ideal for distribution of proceeds. So if you were to sell the asset that was placed in the NFT, everyone would get their portion of the sales proceeds. That's why we use that channel for revenue share because that's exactly what it's designed for. It's not meant and is not really able to provide any other rights to the NFT token holder other than your portion of whatever income can be distributed through that channel. So it's we that's why we had to go to the meme coin that relates to the movie that's created after the Rev NFT token is created for the participants of the movie itself. Since we FFGI are a participant, we get our stream from that. We take a portion of that and immediately fund a hard par value to the meme tokens issued. That's a one time event that occurs, and those meme tokens are then distributed to those that were working from the FFG side on voting and doing the things that were part of that project. Those recipients, those tokens can be traded. And we just didn't go into detail on that during the white paper just to avoid the confusion. So don't look at the fact that the NFT, the Rev NFT is non-tradable makes it worth less. That's really not the case. Think of it as the continual filling fountain that pours revenue to the people that actually made the movie, like fellow we just watched, Terry.
So, so the question, I like that question a lot because the question asks, how does FFGI plan to maintain user interest and perceived value in those NFTs? We don't plan to make a perceived value. There is a real value to them because of the project that they participated in. There's no perceived value needed. There's no interest in that NFT needed because that NFT has a value that's already been established by the project that they participated in, that film. So the distribution of the funds to all those who have that, that is happening regardless if the market likes it or not. They're going to be getting paid. That's a very important distinction to make about those.
That's one of the reasons why I asked it because you guys are generating revenue over time from sales of movies, and people who have that Rev NFT get a share of that over time based on the revenue that comes in. So there's always
Correct.
value to it. There's always it's almost like getting like a dividend stock in my opinion, like my
And
mentality.
right,
That's a great
you're getting a
example.
royalty for your ownership in that film's IP. Like that's exactly right.
But in this particular case, it's just the share of the revenue that flows from the movie itself, where those rights are held in a
Goes
separate
straight to you.
LLC.
And now
Generally,
if like if say I'm curious. This is one of my questions. if if you guys had ever sold the IP rights to that movie, what would then happen with the NFT and the revenue from it?
okay. So let's say that one of the big boys just loves this small independent movie that we just funded and has been generating revenue. Those proceeds, just like I explained before, would go that portion of it that's already established with the smart contract that flows to the Rev NFT. Those proceeds portion would flow to the Rev NFT, and to Dallas's point, would then be distributed exactly the way they would have been distributed if it was just done with um, a
It'd be like a
regular
lump
received
one
royalty.
time.
Now, if it's a one-time deal, it means that we sell all the rights to the move to the person that bought it. Yep, it's a one-time deal, and from that point on, there's nothing coming more from the Rev NFT. Usually, however, there are some rights for residual income retained even in those sales, generally speaking, in the industry. So there would just be probably a reduced amount flowing through, but then again, being distributed to a larger audience may end up being the same amount. The important point is, as long as that production is generating revenue, the holder of the Rev NFT token continues to get their portion.
Okay, and that's a big differentiation from the typical NFT because a lot of what the NFTs now are is they're speculative, they're non-utility. So this
Yeah.
provides that utility. It provides the revenue generation over time. And hopefully, you guys will have some really cool graphics around them too. So,
Now that's Dallas's department. From my standpoint, it's just a perfect way to split the pie. Honestly, it's just a great way to do it.
all right. Will you guys be doing like NFTs that have like scenes, like maybe a picture from the movie scenes or something, or is it just gonna be like how would you do the image generation for those, Dallas?
It would be driven by the community, to be honest with you. Those that participated in the vote, they should have a say in how we portray that film's NFT.
Okay. Awesome.
And the meme.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All
and
right.
the meme token is legit because it takes part of FFGI's like portion, their revenue portion. We take $150,000 of that and we put that sucker right there behind. We stake that behind this meme coin we generate. So everybody who voted, even though you didn't, get on camera, you weren't holding the boomstick, you weren't doing the lighting, you weren't participating as that type of a participant. You did participate in this film by voting to have this film pass the vote and be funded. So we feel like those folks should be rewarded as well. This meme token has a real value behind it. I mean, how many meme tokens are released every single day that are nothing but hype? They have $0 behind them, and it's a rug pull. That's not what these meme coins are. We're putting real money behind them, so you are getting a piece of an actual value.
Okay. All right. Let's see. We had another one from Emmy here. In the world of blockchain, this kind of ties into the last one similarly. In the world of blockchain, transparency and decentralization are key pillars. How does FFGI leverage smart contracts, tokenomics, and decentralized governance to transform the traditional film financing model? Specifically, how are FFG token holders protected and empowered when it comes to revenue sharing, project accountability, and decision making over which films get funded?
Well, that is why I selected Ethereum. I love that blockchain and the smart contract technology. Think about it. This industry has lots of different participants, all coming from different angles with negotiated deals. And so, as you just listening to Terry talk, you can get an idea of the complexity that's behind the scenes as all this is coming together. Having been behind the scenes many times, you see this organized chaos flowing around. Now, you heard him mention as he was talking about a big budget movie, the insurance company, for example's involvement in all this and what they needed to do with regard to the actors doing their own stunts and the stunt people doing their own stunts. Our world is such where the immutability of the blockchain is an accountant's perfect world because that way I can't lose my data. The transparency of it is makes some of the Hollywood folks a little unsettled at first, but only if you have been living off the back or side deal type of thing. And down in the lower budget movies where we're at, in the 10 million and five, pretty much 5 million and under range, that has been an area that's been a big challenge. So bringing complete visibility to everybody helps everybody. So when I say complete visibility, every expenditure is recorded in detail onto the blockchain, and then the participants that have access and need to that access, like for example, a regulatory authority or the Screen Actors Guild or the Teamsters Union or whatever other entity that needs to look at that, has that data there available, transparent, and can get it. It's that technology has always been housed in various places, various accounting systems that have been developed over the years. Blockchain raises it up to a new level. And the beautiful part is that I can reconcile and use the blockchain itself to actually move proceeds to various entities all over the world for fractions of the costs that are presently being expended to do that same money movement.
All right. Awesome. Now this I kind of chose them as I'm going, like ones that tie into them based on what we've been discussing to try to keep it in like a conversational flow as well. This one
Okay.
is more around like the FFGI's on-chain accounting system. How are you planning to adapt this for other industries besides film? Because I did see mention of that in the white paper.
There are a lot of industries that have contractual relationships with them that need to be maintained and accounted for sometimes beyond the life of the person that's involved with it. So it actually ends up going to heirs and others that are follow behind it. The blockchain
Mhm.
technology that we're working with is very good at that. The smart contract is perfect for that kind of a scenario. So if you, let's say you own a trucking company and you're delivering in different states across the United States, there are different rules and regulations and things that you have to do in every jurisdiction. And so again, making compliance a part of your technology structure is a natural thing for to be used as a use for technology, and so therefore, people that are in the regulatory world can look at it and say, "Oh, you're doing what you're supposed to do," and it takes a huge burden off of the people that would normally have to put certain individuals on site to pull that information together. So it's a great way to take what we're doing in a very complex industry like the movie industry and using that technology or
I
dovetailing it.
will tell you, there is a huge synergy in general contracting and building, because creating a feature film, producing a feature film is very similar to a general contractor, and that's building and developing. And this is something that I think would be a very beneficial part for that. I mean, they got to do the contracts, they got to do all the different things the same exact way that a producer has to do whenever they're putting together a film. So there's synergies across several different vernaculars for that.
I can think of one like real estate for sure, definitely like a building developer having all the moving parts of the contractors building the concrete coming in, similar to the stunt coordinators and the cameramen and the actors. So I can see how that could then be broken down into almost like a an REIT structure for that industry using your technology as the back end for it and licensing it out to them in a way. So I can see where you'd have different abilities to dip into other industries and make some revenue off of that as a company as well. So that's pretty cool. Um, let's see here. We have one of the questions here, and I usually don't ask a lot of these type of questions, but at the same time, you guys are stake weighted. And they're curious how the governance system will prevent whales from controlling the vote or dominating the vote and keeping the decisions for themselves, considering that stake weight. A lot of people are smaller that may want to get involved, and they want to feel like their vote is going to have an impact.
I'll take a stab at from the 20,000 foot level as far as what we have done and the culture behind what we are doing to manage that potential circumstance, and then Dallas can get into the fine tuning of how this is done. But basically, we set rules around every vote that's going to happen. So there will be conditions, etc., that go with that. We you kind of walk a fine line. We don't want whales overly influencing the community, but we do want participation for the larger holders to actually have an influence. And we hope and probably expect from our discussions that there will be collaboration among different token holders of saying, we really like this particular thing, and people kind of join together. So we have to keep the framework structure such where you can have alliances that would create votes, and at the same token, prevent, no pun intended, a whale coming in and dominating and say taking the little guy out. And so Dallas has been designing some very clever ways to do that. And one of the ways we do it is we just set up the rules around each particular vote as it's being put before it's being put out to you. Go ahead, Dell.
You summed it up very well. I mean, you can put rules into the contract to make sure for the staking that the nobody gets too far into the weighting of it, and that's one of the beautiful things about the ERC20 contracts. You get of a lot of different options available to you to make sure that that stuff's in place. We've actually thought about that from the very beginning. So that was a really good question. That was one of the first questions that I had when we were talking about the
It
DAO
was.
governance was, hey, what if somebody just said, hey, I want to shape the vote and I've got all this money in here and let's do it. By the way, just so we're all on the same page, if someone did try to do that, if we didn't have the rules in place, which we are putting those rules in place, but if we didn't, that would spike the price of the token. So anybody holding that token would be like getting a little bump there. But that's neither here nor there.
Well, and we also looked at it from this standpoint too. We want to make sure that those that are actually trading the token and keeping the market stable in the sense of trying to take as much potential for a rug pull out by having this kind of governance culture in our DAO and then putting in our smart contract technology these things that protect it. It stops, again, we become kind of the no rug pull token from our perspective.
Awesome. Let's see here. I read that. All right, this is Jay's question. I read that FFG token holders, and this ties into the governance as well, that FFG token holders have governance power to vote on what films get funded next. How does that voting process actually work? Who's eligible to vote, and what kinds of decisions are actually in the token holders' hands?
All right. Again, as before, I'll do the little intro answer, and then I'll turn it over to the Dev. All right. So the free trading tradable token is your vote. That's your vote chip. Your little stake in the game. You pick which bucket it gets flowed into. And I'm using the word bucket and chip because in my generation that was an easy way to vote. Dallas has a completely way to do it, but it's actually technology built into our DApp. It's actually a framework that he has been putting together that's just beautiful. And so now we will turn it over to him.
Yeah, so we're putting together the mechanism for the DAO. Basically, you will have your FFG tokens in your wallet. You connect your wallet to get into the DApp. The DApp verifies that you have FFG token before you can even get to any place where you can do a vote. Whenever we do a voting round, you can choose to vote in that voting round, and you choose how much FFG token that you can stake, where we have rules for weighted stake limits so that we don't have, again, any whales. Once it's staked, you can't touch those tokens because they're staked under ERC20 contract until the voting round is done. Once the voting round is completed, the tokens are released from the stake and you get to see the results of the vote. Whichever vote ended up winning is the one that goes through for funding. And you get a badge generated for you in the DApp that shows that you were a participant in the winner of that funding round. So that's one of the cool things. And we're also putting together like a portal where there's behind the scenes footage available to those who voted on that film. There's extra perks that you can only get to if you have that badge. So that badge is something that's anonymous just to you because you won, your vote was part of the winning vote, and gives you access to certain parts of that DApp that nobody else gets access to. It's really cool.
Okay, so
As
so
well as
s- oh,
for rewards too. Sorry.
no, go ahead. Dave.
No, there are rewards that we have in store for those that participate like that, to have the badge. I mean, for those that are in certain types of projects, if you've been participating throughout this whole part, you'll get named in the credits. For those that hold the token in different areas where we may be on location shooting and we need 500 extras, those with the badge would be eligible to be an extra in the movie itself. We've got uh, plans, all kinds of different graphics. attendance to the premiere for those that would be involved with it. To Dallas's point, special content, interviews with the cast from behind the scenes during the production of the film. Um, Even to the point where if we like what you're doing and you send in a clip on a particular type of contest or promotion we might be doing, you might end up with a bit part in the actual movie if that makes sense. The bottom line is that the token holder with the badge is empowered in many ways that's probably never been done. Is
Yeah, I mean, we're even thinking of doing AMA live sessions with the cast that only people with the badge are able to access, like this type of a feel here, where we're all here in this nice casual environment. How cool would that be to be in this environment with a member of the cast while the filming is taking place? I mean, that's
I mean,
that's pretty cool.
I mean, Terry James, 43 years experience. This guy has got more experience making these kinds of things in his little finger than I have, even in my whole body with regard to the movie industry. Yet, look at here. He's been able to talk to your community show and get some of the insights of what his life is like. I mean, this is fascinating stuff. And for those that have the badge, this really helps.
So it's less of a monetary reward, but something that you get as extra value as being somebody who's either funded or participated in creating the films and helping them get to release. So
Well,
that's
as
awesome.
mentioned before, the monetary reward comes after.
Yep.
Um,
After with the Rev NFT, but what I'm saying is it's a cherry on top kind of rather than the
it is,
Sunday
yeah,
itself. Yeah.
absolutely, it is. It's totally the cherry on top. It's really, really cool.
That's great, and that's the thing. Like you want to provide the monetary rewards. You want to give people something to be able to enjoy financially from this for participating financially in it. But then you also have so many different avenues that you can take to provide extra value back to the user as you go through it. So it's awesome that you guys are thinking about that early before you guys have really gotten everything flowing and moving with the films being launched and people owning their NFTs and stuff like that. It's good to plan it early and have people get that value from the start, especially with something that does take longer. It's like I'm primarily focused on like the gaming sector in Web3. Everything takes forever, so the more value you can add as you're building up to launch, the better off it is for those people who are getting invested early and excited for what's to come. So yeah.
100%.
It's a
We're
great
on the same
relationship.
page there.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah, you bring up some great points.
All right, and then I have a couple of the questions here, and a lot of some of them are focused around the CEX milestones. You guys will be focusing first on a DEX-based launch, which I think is super smart, especially with the current I guess climate in the industry around CEX launches. CEX launches get super expensive. DEX provides more liquidity. It provides more access to people globally without restricting it based on region, because a lot of them are very region locked. But when you do start to release for CEX and the milestones, what are the milestones that you're looking to meet to hit CEX launches or listings?
This again, I'll talk to it from the higher level. One of the things that we want to be able to have the CEX launch eventually, and with the token trading, is that you have to have a certain amount of DEX trading activity before many of the centralized exchanges will look at you. And so once that is established, they see that we're here to stay. They see that they like to see how the token is held and traded by the holders. And these are all things that we've had in the design phase from the beginning in our structure to be friendly for a CEX to adopt us. The reason we like having the CEX option for the holders is that, as in anything, and particularly in the crypto world, the level of knowledge of that world is different from one end of the spectrum to the other. You have those that are very comfortable with the language of crypto, the terminology, the way it flows, how trading pairs work, how you hold it, how you work with a wallet, how you protect yourself and vaults, and all the other good things that come with it. Then you have those that are coming into it who've never had a crypto token before, who've never been a holder. And sometimes you get the little extra handhelding you get at the CEX level with the kinds of little things and extras that they put in there kind of help them feel a little more comfortable easing into it. I know that when I first got into it, I went into it in a CEX and I learned a lot of things from the FAQ, from various videos that they had, presentations. I liked the kind of real time trading graphics, etc., that showed how these pairs are being traded. All that helped my knowledge in growing. It's as you even heard with Terry, you go become an extra and watch around you so you learn the language of a movie set, and it's the same in the crypto. And so from our standpoint, it's a natural migration. People many times are easier to get into a centralized exchange and then to sit there. They would love to be able to trade our token on it. We're trying to make that able. Go ahead, Dallas.
Oh, I got nothing to add there. That was definitely a David question.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. So considering like the weighted staking and the influence that plays on the voting system and getting films launched, will the CEX liquidity have any effect on that, or?
Well, no, because again, when their instructions will be very clear on how they interface with the DApp from CEX versus directly from the wallet, and again, it can be once those steps are put together, and Dallas and his support people are very good at putting those types of things together, it'll be very clear to a holder how you can work from there to get an interface to our DApp to participate in this. So if you're comfortable with the CEX, we will have ways for you to access it. But the bottom line is that it's a great place for those that are just getting into it sometimes to safely and at their own pace learn the language of crypto.
All right. Anything to add to that, Dallas, or no? All right. Pretty
Good.
straightforward.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Like
So
watching me get on my video onto your program, I had to go through the steps and learn to where to click.
yeah,
It
yeah.
happens.
And definitely, I think CX is helpful in that a lot of people still aren't very familiar with DEX. People don't know how to use wallets very well. Interacting with Uniswap or any of the other swap platforms is still not very user friendly. We have a big friction issue in the industry that we're working to get past, and until that happens, sadly enough, centralized exchanges are one of the best methods to onboard as many people as possible. So it's something that you almost have to do at some point in your growth. Starting off,
Especially if you're doing a utility token that you want people to have, not just for the monetary value, but for the voting value. The value that the community brings to the equation is huge here. Like this is a community driven endeavor, and we do want that token to be in as many hands as possible so we get a really good idea of what the people want.
I want to add a little epitaph to that. We want this community to grow, and we're pushing some of the limits of what you can do with the utility token for on purpose because I see it as a way to really get the value a community can truly bring to it. I mean, we've all seen what social media has been able to do in so many different industries and so many different things over the last several years. Crypto communities still still in their infancy in many ways. We are going to show what pouring some gasoline on something like that hopefully we'll be able to do to a market that needs it desperately, needs new ideas, needs that kind of feedback, and certainly will get you better content.
yep. All right. Let's see here. We have this one dives. What specific benefits does it offer? We kind of covered this one along with the other ones that we've spoken about. A lot of a lot of our members are like storytellers. They're very creative, but they're not necessarily directors or producers. Um, they're wondering what one of the best ways to get involved in how can they participate, for somebody that's not in the industry that might want to participate in FFGI or helping to produce a film, or is it just for people inside the industry already that they're trying to just figure out how to get involved? And one of the things that we did mention in the chat a couple of times is the FAST program. But if you guys want to dive into that a little bit more, I'd love to hear it.
I'm going to give you just the overall view of why we have this and why we believe that this sets FFGI apart in so many ways from other attempts to work with the blockchain and this industry. We are a company that's designed to take it end to end. We're the single funder of our projects. We monitor it. We put everything. We're utilizing the Ethereum blockchain. It's a very stable token, demonstrated over the years that it was its stability. The smart contract is very robust. We're able to do a lot of things. What that gives us is a way for people that say, we have a contest and we want your story, we can tap into that community and they can send their story through the channels that are set up for that particular contest. And we now have the ability to, using our algorithms and the things that we have to sort through that, basically decide what's the next great story we want to tell in our movie. The gatekeepers that exist in the existing Hollywood industry, in the entertainment industry, are very hard to get past and through. So we are one of the few channels where you would have a direct access to somebody who is actually going to make it into something. So back to your gaming example, it speeds things up a lot in that world because there are a lot of great stories out there that need to be told. And every week we get new ones, and they're exciting. And we can then bring resources to those stories. And eventually those may turn into screenplays, and those screenplays may turn into an actual production. And then that person has just been brought into the fold. Also, we have these experts like Terry James that we have at our fingertips that can do symposiums. They can do like we did on Monday, where they teach you how to write scripts and things to look for and things to do. We have ways to educate people that are interested in this industry so they even know how to interface to the gatekeepers that exist out there. But this is one of the few, from community to actual end user producer of a film, access points that you would ever see in this industry. Dallas, I'll let you deal with more specifics around fast.
I would just say that as far as your question goes, people from outside the industry coming in, fast is something where we have people who are inside the industry or have very good synergies there. Like we have a set decorator who didn't have a past in set decoration per se, but had a past in decorating for events and things like that that it applied. That's a program where we can get professionals that are very good at what they do that can correlate to the film industry or is a part of the film industry. We need those professionals to help us keep projects on point and help us reach those milestones if we see anything slipping. That's important when you're funding and you're opening that up to the whole world to see. If the whole world is watching and you have that accountability, you have that transparency, you want to make sure it stays on target. And having those professionals does that. Another thing I would say is being the head of R&D for the company. It's one of those fun, extremely exciting positions, but it's also one of those positions where you just want to scream inside because we have so much cool stuff that we have to talk about in the future. We are on the cusp of an incredible announcement, and I can't wait to do it. But I can't say it yet, and it's killing me. But it's going to add to this question. There's an answer that we have that's going to blow your minds whenever we release it. So stay tuned for that.
And
Coming
we
soon.
will
Yeah.
IBC will tell us where we need to go and where we need to participate. We're happy to do it, but we have to keep the lid on it for a little while longer.
All right, I look forward to hearing it. Uh, so yeah, guys, definitely if you're looking to contribute, if you're looking to participate, just go apply. And it's the same thing I tell you guys with the content creation. Just go do it. Because if you don't do it, you'll never do it. And if you don't take the chance initially, you never have the chance to see if you'll be selected, or if somebody will read your stuff, or if somebody will want to take a clip off of a submission that you have for a video. If you don't try, you can never succeed. So just give it a shot, and you never know. Maybe there will be an influx of people from Nigeria. We have a very heavy Nigerian community, and you guys will get a film funded from to film locally in Nigeria and provide opportunities either to yourself and your community, or to other people in the world to participate as well. So it's definitely an opportunity. Is the
It is.
participation globally? Yeah.
Great way
There
to
is an
put it.
I. There's an I at the
Yep,
end of FFGI, so
I
international is correct.
agree. Yeah, I agree.
All right. And then we have the last of the 10 questions that were selected here. And that's from Mayor. Thanks for the information shared. Oh, well, how does the FAST program actually verify? Okay, how does a FAST program actually verify a contributor's work before they earn NFT royalties? Like, is there a vetting or review process? Thanks for giving me the opportunity to ask the question.
Great question. Yes, you may have heard me refer to algorithms that we put these items that are received through. Yes, we do use our algorithms to help screen through it. We're looking for things that, unfortunately, sometimes things get plagiarized, even unintentionally. They get plagiarized. We need to make sure that if we're dealing with content, that it's original, that the story's original, that its presentation is original. And if it's not original, then it doesn't mean it necessarily completely falls out of the running. It just means that those that collaborated with it or participated in helping to prepare that portion that was used, you have to secure those rights to do it. And that is a vetting process. So when Dallas talks about the tear your hair out portion of it, that's when you go, oh, this is a great story. But they got this idea from X. We have to go to X and say, X, did you intend this idea to be here? Do you mind if it's done? And then work out the situation if it's going to be used in production. All those intellectual property rights have to be secured before we start filming and production. And so, yeah, we have to take that part very seriously. It's done in all over the industry, but in particular in our world, in a digital world where stuff's being submitted in great mass, we have to use algorithms to help screen that through. Dallas, if you want to add anything to that?
I mean, that was a very, very good summation of what exactly what we have to do. So,
Yeah, I can imagine how difficult it's got to be because like if it's a certain percentage similar, then it's almost a guarantee that you're gonna have copyright issues or trademark issues, or and even if you don't, then somebody's gonna be like, oh well, this is just a knockoff of that, and then public sentiment suffers and the film doesn't do as well. So
exactly.
yeah,
Yeah.
You're right. You're exactly right. It's to everyone's benefit to do it. And again, don't necessarily look at it as a negative all the time because sometimes having that extra content in there, if the person participates in it, you mutually share in the reward. It works to everyone's benefit.
exactly. This has been a pleasure, guys. I really appreciate you taking the time to come up, David. You as well, Michael. It was great watching the clip from Terry and hearing his just like wealth of knowledge and experience in the industry. I've always enjoyed movies. I've never gotten a chance to really get to know more about like the behind the scenes from somebody directly involved. So, and that's one of the things I love about Web3 too. You meet people from like specializations in different industries, things that you would never have spoken to anybody about before, and you get firsthand experience, or well, secondhand technically, from somebody who's had firsthand experience. Like
Yeah. Yeah. It's so cool.
Great.
It really
Cool.
is.
It's really cool. And to your point, since we're in this actively and you're actively working with IBC, our great marketing folks, believe me, we can bring you behind the scenes when you want. You can see the organized chaos that I've referred to.
yeah. I mean, organized, and then top it off, you're navigating two different industries, and that's something that I've seen be a major issue with blockchain gaming as well, because like you're navigating the gaming sector, you're trying to make speculators happy, you're trying to, and with what you guys are doing, instead of having to worry about the speculators speculating, you're creating a revenue model for people to earn by funding these these innovative or new films or whatever, and they can earn still while they don't have to worry about the speculation aspect. It's a chance still, because you have to make sure that this film is successful and that it's something that people are going to watch and spend money on, but it's not speculation in the same way. You don't have to hope that your NFT is gonna 4x and that you make money on it. You don't have to hope that the token is going to do phenomenal and that you're going to make money on it. You just have to hope that somebody's going to consume this movie. Whereas with gaming, it's been a little different. It's more about, how many people buy the token or how many people are really interested in the NFT. So it's actually a refreshing look on monetization for an industry connected to blockchain.
I couldn't have summed it up better. That's beautiful. I really
Yeah.
like that a lot. Yeah, every movie we make makes FFGI more valuable because, as you know, movies last a long time.
Oh yeah, I still I've watched like Demolition Man within the last 5 or 10 years, and that movie's from like when I was born. So they definitely have longevity.
It just goes on. That's why I love smart contracts. Get it in, and I don't have to worry about it anymore.
And they're forever immutable. Yep.
Immutable.
All right. Well, do you guys have anything else that you'd like to add? Any ways that you think that the community could participate, or any sort of like anything that you're looking to further for your agenda for what you're pushing out right now with FFGI that they can help with and get participating in?
Well, we're in the pre-sale stage. If you want to secure as many tokens as possible, you can imagine since these are little voting tokens, so to speak, that there's been a lot of interest and there continues to be more as people become to understand it. First of all, thanks to the community for participating in this. We're hoping that bringing folks like Terry James into this format help, and we just encourage you to go and take advantage of all the different options and things that are available to you while we're getting set up for our ICO that's in October. And from that point forward, it's just onward and upward. Dallas?
A lot of exciting things to come. And being here with your community has been a pleasure. You guys are great. I love the memes. I love the questions. I love the participation. This is a great community. And Terry, my hat's off to you. If I had one on, you've done a great job at keeping all of this going. And I think it's definitely been a very fun experience to share with you guys. Having these industry professionals come in, we would love to participate more with you and share
Yes,
more exciting things with you. But I'm telling you, we do have some serious stuff cooking.
we, we
Um,
do.
can't
I
wait.
hate that you say it's like cliffhanger, but this is actually one that would be fun for
I
you.
mean, you guys are, it's gonna blow your minds. I cannot wait. Yes, we are gonna be turning this whole industry upside down. That is the plan, and you're gonna be part of that ride.
Yep.
All right. I look forward to it. You guys have a lot of interesting things that we're going to be seeing coming from you. So I'm going to be keeping my eyes peeled, and just enjoying the ride, man. Um,
It's gonna be, this is a lot of fun.
but yeah, I was looking over the questions, guys. I see a couple you were asking if your questions can still be answered. Um, it looking over it, a lot of the questions that you guys did ask in the chat, we went over either with the 10 initial questions or we went over as we were discussing FFG in general. So yeah, if you do have more questions, you can feel free to um, like let me know and I can forward them to the team. Maybe for
Please.
like a future AMA or something that they do, then they'll have these questions available. We did want to get through those 10 questions though. We did get through quite a few of the questions in the chat, and we did have a decent presentation from Terry. So I have a present for everyone in this chat. No, no DMs. You better not be DMing my users. No DMs. DMs are not allowed. Security, security, escort this woman out. Um, oh, you're DMing me. That's okay. Oh,
Oh man, that's
okay.
good times.
All right, and it looks like we do have a little bit of a special gift for everybody that's participating. There's only 2 hours to claim. I can. Oh, did you try to post this in the chat? Because if you did try to post this in the chat, I'm sure that you ended up getting timed out. Oh, which is great. We have heavy security here. If I post a link in chat, I will probably get timed out. So I have to 2FA to be able to do it. We're as security minded
I
as we
love that.
possibly can be because
That's great.
yeah,
That's beautiful.
it's dangerous in Web3. And
Yeah.
when one click can drain your wallet, you have to be careful with every click that you do. But FFG is giving away 50 airdrop points to everyone in the chat. There's only 2 hours to claim this, and they're also giving away 1,000 USDT to a random Galaxy participant. So you guys can participate in this. I'm posting the link here with the information. Um, for everybody who was here. Feel free to participate. It's another thank you that they're giving to our community, and that's amazing. So thank you guys. We really do
Thank you.
appreciate it.
We appreciate your community and
Thank you.
you. Thank you very much, Terry.
I'm going to be doing shortly a random giveaway for three of the people who participated in the event today. Every event, I typically when we don't have the AMAs or the project weeks, I do Guild Hall, which is where I help them learn and grow as content creators on X, help them refine their like thread writing, hooking, calls to action, building link trees. We do just about a little bit of everything when it comes to them building up their brand platforms and their personal brand platforms. Um, and so what we typically do is we'll do like a random three giveaway each day, and I just kept that throughout this week. So I'm gonna end up doing that after we wrap up here. But at this point, if you guys have anything to do, I know that you guys are probably super busy.
Yeah. More
You know
stuff to
it.
do to get for y'all. So we'll be touched soon. Thank you so much.
Get
Appreciate
back
it,
in
David.
here.
You have a wonderful day. Thank you, Michael.
You the
Have a
same.
wonderful day.
Have a good day.
All right. So that was FFGI, guys. We're still gonna have the quiz tomorrow. We're still gonna have the wrap up on Friday. If you guys have any questions, if you guys need any help, if there's anything that I can do to make the screenplay synopsis of contest easier on you, you guys have to let me. You guys can let me know. You guys have quest discussions. You guys have me available. Um, yeah, we're here. So but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start getting up the giveaway wheel. I'm going to end the recording of who is here and who isn't here. So, Wheel of Names, let's go. Get that up. I got to end the recording of space participate or stage participation. So, if anybody is coming in after this point, you are not being recorded as having attended. If you were here anytime before this point, you have been recorded and you have been in attendance. So I am ending that right now. Hold on, where is it? All right. Slash stop stage tracking, channel name CJF stage, bang. There we go. All right. Let's see here. Close that off. Don't save. Um, sheets. No. Hold on. 1 second, guys. File new. We will get this going in just a second. All right, spreadsheet, wrong one. All right. Um, file open, upload, browse, session log for today. All right, so we're gonna sort this by this. Sort Z to A. Yes, there we go. All right, so we're gonna go to everybody who's been here for over a half an hour. Um, um, 29 and a half. I'm gonna give this to you guys just because. Um, yeah. So anybody who's at 29 and up. All right. We're doing we can't do ducks with this many people, guys. We cannot do ducks with this many people. We've got 221 people that have qualified for the giveaway today for 3 people. So we cannot do ducks. That's too many ducks. The ducks cannot handle it, okay, guys? Um yeah. So at some point the ducks overflow, and it is no longer sustainable there. Um, Let me get a couple people out of this though. Go Heart, you cannot win. You have been disqualified. Let me make sure Easia, because I'm sure Easia's in there. Yep. JK. Oh no, JK's not in there. Okay, wait, JK. Nope, just kidding. Um, Yeah, anybody who had 30 minutes plus on the attendance is qualified. FFG, FFG. Um, let's see, Terry. No, stuntman. There we go, stunt guy, and GK, GKD. Nope. Okay, that's weird. Hold on. That's the weird thing. Your name isn't there. You only had 4 minutes, JK. Only 4 minutes. Yeah, I'm doing it for anybody who hadn't go through this link, complete the task, and you'll get 50 airdrop points. Okay. I'll make an announcement about that after the event too, Gohar, just so that we can make sure everybody knows. You're welcome to come up and talk about the airdrop while while I'm organizing this. Put you on the spot.
Oh my God, can I speak?
Yeah, oh my God, you can speak.
Hey guys!
What's up, Gohar?
So, do you have questions for me? No, I'm
Look at
kidding.
her being all
Uh,
shy.
I am shy. I'm just a girl. So yeah, guys, go ahead and go through the Galaxy link that
JK.
we've dropped.
Oh God.
Oh my God. Yeah. I'm gonna be doing more Galaxy tasks just for this community because you guys are amazing. I want to come up with something creative and to see what you guys can do with your talents.
These guys like getting creative. And usually we'll see anywhere from like 20 to 30 submissions for just simple thread tasks and then graphics tasks and stuff like that. They love shit like that. So, especially
Awesome.
Virion. Especially Virion.
I, I want to play around with Felix, and I'll give away huge airdrop points and maybe even cash rewards for the best ones.
Okay, awesome. That's something else they really like. All right. So we've got the list of people. We've got 216 people on this wheel today, which is kind of crazy. But we're going to start off with the first spin. Let's get ready. Let's get set. Let's go. Let's see who our first winner is for today. We've got three winners, 10 USDT each, and then I'll also announce the winners of the 10 AMA questions. All right, our first winner is Black Clover. Congratulations, Black Clover. Oh shit! What did I do? I hit the wrong button. Here we go. All right, let's get you off of there. Oi, Zomsi. One second. One second here, guys. One second. Where did my session log? Oh, that's because your name's different, dude. This is one of the things. Pi 314. Pi 314. Yeah, I have you in there, dude. 2 hours and 16 minutes you've been here. I have a list and I've checked it twice, okay? This is why I create this list. Because I know how hard you guys go on. Oh, I should be in there. Well, guess what? You are. You're okay. We got you, buddy. We got you. I've been here 2 minutes and I forgot to do my hub stuff. Damn it. 2 hours and forgot to do the hub stuff. All right, we're gonna spin this again. Second one to go. Let's go.
Spin the wheel, spin
Spin
the
the
wheel.
wheel. We got to get Gohara in a bikini on the side going, second, round two, round
Oh
three.
my God.
There we go.
Not for free. Not in this
Not for
economy.
free. All right. We've
Nothing's
got
for free in
Shepard
this
up
economy.
next. Congratulations, Shepard. Yeah, nothing's free nowadays, for
Congrats.
sure. And our final winner for today, Girly. Girly's trolling. Don't listen to Girly. Girly's trolling everybody. Um, and Bless Into. Bless Into. Congratulations at Bless Into. Um, all right, we've got our three winners. We've gone through. We've done the link there so that you guys can check out the Galaxy, get your 50 airdrop points. Remember, it's only available for 2 hours. Dev, hush. Um, just because it's not rigged in your favor doesn't mean it's not rigged. No. Um, but yeah, guys, I had an awesome time. You guys had some amazing questions. Um, Tomorrow's the quiz. Friday's the wrap up. I will do a space for you guys on Saturday or Sunday, but that's not going to be hosted through CJ and Friends. So just giving you a heads up on that. Now, I'm going to make an announcement with all the winners after this. I've got the three winners here for this, and then I've got the 10 winners of the AMA questions. And we will be going through the Zeely quests after this to complete that out. So, yeah, guys, I appreciate everybody for attending. Thank you, Gohar, for helping to put this together with the FFG team. They've got a
Thank
really
you.
amazing project. I think it's going to be interesting to see
Yeah,
where they go from here.
I love it. Yeah. Yeah, I think many cooler things are coming up. So you can also, anyone who's interested, you can request who else you want to see from FFG, and I will invite your community, and maybe we can do a joint AMA sometime in the future as well.
Yeah, definitely. We can organize. That's the perk of this being our community for CGN IBC. We can do whatever the hell we want here, right? So,
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. All right. Thank you so much. This community is amazing. Thank you, guys. I love you all. Don't DM me. uh,
In, incoming naughty pics.
yeah, no dick pics, please. But I love you so much. You guys are creative. You guys are amazing. And can we give a round of applause for the best host? Thank you.
Thank you. I
All right.
try. But yeah, guys,
All right.
I'm going to be ending
Bye,
this
guys.
now. Thank you, Gohar, for coming up. Thank you, everybody, for joining. I'm gonna wrap this space up. I'm smelling food. My stomach's going. I haven't eaten yet for the day, so I'm gonna be heading over to grab some food, and then I will make these announcements and get you guys situated for rewards. But yeah, I appreciate